Hello ladies! So today we're going to be talking about our thoughts and talking back to our thoughts. So first of all of us, every single human being has got self-talk that happens in our brains. And for most of us, at times, this is negative self-talk. And this is also normal. It's what our brains do. Now, something that psychologists call a negativity bias is that our brains are sort of geared towards finding things in our environment that are dangers, because of course we need to survive. So our brains look for the things that could be of danger to us. And this can become a bit of a problem because we will assume that someone's saying something about us and we'll think the worst, or we will notice all the negative things around us. That's why often people say, give yourself a break from social media if it's becoming quite heavy, if you're thinking too much about negative stuff. And all of that is very good advice. But when it comes to actually loving ourselves, there's another layer to this, because when we're having a story that we're telling ourselves that's sort of repeating in our brain and it's negative, we often, even if we realize that we are being negative towards ourselves, we aren't always that good at changing the narrative in our own head. And I always call this talking back to ourselves, because it's sort of, we catch the thought, we need to actually catch the things that we're thinking, and then actually speak back to our own thoughts. So the way that this would work, for example, is if I'm telling myself, you're not getting this right, whatever, something I'm trying, you're not getting it right, you're not going to get it right, you haven't gotten it right in the past. That's the type of thing that we often tell ourselves, that often plays in our head. Now, the way that talking back to yourself really works and becomes very powerful is if you're telling yourself a truth. So talking back to myself and saying something like, you struggled with some subjects when you were at school and you got through those. You struggled with some things when you were studying, you got through those. You've gotten through challenges, you've gotten through your health challenges, you've overcome many things. Those are all truths. And our brains realize when we're lying to them. So if we are throwing truths back at ourselves, at the stories that are repeating in our brain, then our brains are like, oh yeah, actually that's all true. And then our brain starts we almost prime our brain to start looking for more reasons why we actually can get over it. So we sort of training our own brain. And gratitude, one of the reasons why gratitude is so powerful is because gratitude does that too. If you have a daily gratitude practice, and the things that you're grateful for, if you wake up and you're like, I'm grateful that I woke up today, I'm grateful that I have arms that work and legs that work and that I can see, your brain knows that's all true. And your brain's like, oh my word, maybe there aren't that many things I need to be scared of today. Look at all this stuff, and you actually start priming your brain to not look out for the negative things and to start looking out for more of the positive things. So it's very effective. Now, many of you might use affirmations, and affirmations can be incredibly powerful, but affirmations also need to use this truth aspect, because our brains know when we lie to it. Like if we lie to ourselves, our brains know it, and our brains actually talk back to that lie. So if I stand here and I say, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, the thing that our brain actually does with that is our brain actually repeats, tells us the truth. So we're standing there maybe in front of the mirror and we're saying, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, and our brain is saying, Well, actually, you're a brand new entrepreneur. You just starting out. So your brain throws you back the truth, or your brain says, no, well, actually, you work at the post office, or whatever the actual truth is. And this actually becomes demotivating for us, and it can become quite stressful because we're telling our brain things, but our brain is replying kind of with the truth. So it actually becomes a bit of a demotivating loop rather than a positive. So the way to fix this is to tell yourself positive affirmations that are true. So what I'd like to encourage you to do is actually spend some time, sit down and try and write out 50 truths about yourself. 50 truths. That's basically the only rule. It can be absolutely anything. The only thing that it must be is it must be something that you believe is true. So try and get to 50. If you don't get to 50, it's fine. And then whenever your brain starts telling you a story, telling you those people are talking behind your back, or you're never going to get this right, or whatever, then tell yourself some of the truths that you've written down. And just on those examples, it could be, for example, normally people do get along with me quite well, so they're probably not talking behind my back. I'm actually a very friendly person, so it's very likely that they also think I'm friendly. So if you're feeding your brain the truth, of, I had challenges in when I was studying as well, and I overcame those challenges. If you keep feeding your brain with truths about yourself, then you actually are talking back to yourself and talking back to those stories that are repeating in your head, but with truths, and your brain believes what you're telling it, and that's where it is powerful. That's the big secret. Just make sure it's true what you're telling yourself. And remember, every single one of us has self-talk. Every single one of us, including the highest achievers. So just use these little tricks to master making sure that your self-talk goes and becomes more of a positive loop and less of a negative loop. Bye.